Imagine saving for 5 long years, dreaming of owning the home where your kids grew up, only to have it stolen from you by a bunch of greedy millionaires. But this time, karma didn't need years to strike back. It just needed one open house day and a few creative friends. If you've ever watched someone get crushed by greed and wish you could flip the tables, hit that like button and subscribe, because this is one of the most satisfying revenge stories you'll hear today. 15 years ago, my best friend and her husband were raising 5 kids in one of the most expensive cities in the country. They rented a battered 4-bedroom house. Peeling paint, rusted pipes, a kitchen that smelled like a damp cellar. $400 a week for that dump, but it was all they could manage. Still, they made it a home. Birthday balloons on cracked walls, laughter echoing through broken hallways. You know, the kind of warmth money can't buy. The owner, an old lady named Mrs. Harrington, adored them. She was rich, the kind of quiet rich that wears old sweaters but owns half the city. She froze their rent for 5 years and told them, "When you're ready, the house will be yours. I'll sell it to you for what you can afford." So they worked like maniacs. Every dollar went into savings. No vacations, no eating out, just sacrifice and faith. 5 years later, they finally called her, "Mrs. Harrington, we're ready to buy." 2 days later, she passed away. No written agreement, just a promise. Gone with her. The inheritance. When the dust settled, her 4 children took over. All of them disgustingly rich. Suits that cost more than a car. Smug smiles that screamed entitlement. At first, they pretended to be kind. "Don't worry," they said. "We'll honor Mom's word once probate is over." Relieved, my friends started repainting walls, stripping wallpaper, planning their dream kitchen. Months later, probate finished. The children called them back. "Good news," they said. "We're ready to sell for the same price Mom offered." But when my friends applied for a bank loan, the bank called confused. "You sure about that price? The property is listed at $80,000 more." They'd raise the price behind their backs. That one phone call shattered everything. The dream, the trust, the years of sacrifice, gone. And to twist the knife, the siblings announced, "The house will go to open market in 7 days." 7 days. My friends barely had time to breathe, let alone secure a bigger loan. If someone else bought it, they'd be kicked out. And with rent prices skyrocketing, finding a new place for a family of 7 would be impossible. My breaking point. When they told me what happened, I could feel my blood boil. My fists clenched so tight my nails dug into my palms. These people were millionaires. They owned dozens of houses. Yet they were trying to squeeze a struggling family. Over a measly $20,000 each. That wasn't business. That was greed, wearing perfume. So while my friends scrambled for options, I started plotting. If they wanted to play dirty, fine, but they were about to learn what unwanted property really meant. Fire the plan, Operation Ugly House. I started by researching what helps houses sell fast. Good lighting, space, clean smells, friendly neighborhood vibes. So we destroyed all of that without damaging a single thing or breaking any rule. Step 1, shrink the space. We dragged furniture away from the walls, jammed in extra chairs and tables, and filled every corner with random decorations. Motorcycle helmets, dusty trophies, and greasy car parts. It looked like a biker's clubhouse. Cozy? Not even close. Step 2, the smell. Oh, this was my masterpiece. The night before the open house, we boiled a whole head of cabbage on the stove until the air turned sour. Then we sprayed ammonia near both doors, so it smelled like an army of cats had claimed the territory. For the grand finale, we cracked 24 rotten eggs and poured them down the drain. Within minutes, the kitchen smelled like the sewers of hell. Step 3, curb appeal, or rather, the lack of it. Across the street lived our buddy Dave. We dragged an old moldy couch onto his front lawn. It looked like a raccoon's bachelor pad. With his permission, of course. Step 4, the atmosphere. I called in every friend who owned a loud, crappy car. We told them, circle the block a few times during the open house. Rev those engines. Make it look lively. And oh boy, they did. The street sounded like a drag race track. Step 5, the grand finale, the neighborhood barbecue. Our rugby teammates, giant men with tattoos, leather vests, and booming laughs, set up a full barbecue next door. We offered free food and cheap beer. Within an hour, the place looked like a biker festival. Motorcycles lined the street. Someone blasted rock music. It was chaos, the most beautiful chaos I'd ever seen. The open house. When the real estate agent arrived, her face froze. She tried to smile, but her eyes screamed, "Oh God, what is this?" Potential buyers trickled in and trickled right back out. One woman didn't even get out of her car. She sat, stared at the roaring crowd across the street, and drove away. Another guy peeked inside, gagged from the cabbage and ammonia combo, and muttered, "Well, keep looking." Only one brave soul stayed long enough to chat with a barbecue guest. "Hey, are these parties common around here?" he asked. The man laughed. "Every couple of weeks. Last night's was 3 doors down. The cops showed up twice. Good fun, though." He also mentioned the constant sewer smell and blocked drains. The potential buyer's smile vanished. He left without another word. By the end of the day, not a single new offer came in. Sweet, sweet victory. My friend's offer, still slightly higher than the original, was the only one on the table. The owners, cornered by their own greed, accepted it out of desperation. The very next day, my friend signed the contract and paid the deposit. So when that brave buyer from a barbecue later tried to offer $30,000 more, it was too late. The anti-gazumping laws locked the sale in. The house was officially theirs. I still wish I could have seen those 4 siblings' faces when they found out they'd been outplayed, not by lawyers or money, but by rotten eggs and biker smoke. Sometimes revenge isn't about rage. It's about balance. When greedy people prey on the kind, it feels like the world tilts off its axis, and every once in a while, it's good to push it back. My friends didn't just win a house. They won their dignity back, and a story we'll be laughing about for the rest of our lives. If this story gave you chills or a grin, smash that like button. Tell us in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And of course, subscribe for more real stories where karma doesn't wait. It shows up right on time.